guys, I'm Olivia and today I'm going to be reviewing the Darkest Minds movie, which comes out in theaters August 3rd. I'm going to see The Darkest Minds August 2nd. I'm going at 7 p.m. to go watch it so I can record my reaction as soon as I see it and then upload it for you guys. Now, the reason I'm doing this giant review thing for the movie is because when I saw the trailer, I was very underwhelmed, to be honest. It was not anything like the book. Okay, so we just got out of the theater. I cried, and I don't cry in many movies. Okay, so we look really rough, but the lighting's also bad. So yeah, that was really sad. I thought it was gonna be like a little bit more happy.
I cried!
She like never even finished the ending of the book, so like it was a total surprise to her, which I thought was kind of funny because she was like sobbing her eyes out and she like hasn't even read like the last half of the book. Like, no,
Just
but
give me a minute.
It was so sad. It was also so good. Like, I expected the movie to be, I'm gonna be completely honest, I thought the movie was gonna be really bad because when I first watched the trailer, I was like, oh my god, this kind of sucks. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like, it wasn't like amazing, like it wasn't a blockbuster in any type of way, but like, it was good. Like, if I hadn't read the book at all, I'd be like, dang, I want to go pick up that book. And when I get home, I'm going to be rereading it because that made me really sad. But it also made me want to go read the book again because Liam Stewart is the best mother in the entire world and you can fight me. Like,
true!
Like, oh my god, like Zoo, I was kind of mad that just, like, she didn't have a shaved head, but I like understood it. And also, like, she was so cute in the movie and everyone was, I thought
they were all sweethearts. And I was like,
Okay, but like all the actors were actually really, really good. Like when I first saw them, I was like, oh, okay, like I haven't seen many of them. And I've seen Amanda Steinberg because she's in like literally every single movie ever. So I knew she was a good actress, but I didn't know she'd be able to play Ruby. She can. Like, I'm never doubting her ever again because she was so good.
Oh, and just saying, warning, you will cry. I never cry in theaters.
Yeah.
I have never, this is the first time I cried in a theater. And as soon as I saw that ending, I took up the napkin and I was like,
It was rough, man. I don't cry in many movies. The only movies I've cried in theaters was like Wonder Woman because I love Steve Trevor, and like I forget the other one. It was just sad. But wait, what other movie have I cried in?
Infinity War.
Oh yeah, Infinity War, because if you've seen it, you know how that went. And like I cried in Brave because I don't know, I cried in Brave.
Well, I haven't cried in any movies, only that one. And now
it's so sad.
I'm dead.
And like that page, if you all know which page I'm talking about, it's like in my like room on my actual book, there's tear stains. Like, same thing for this. Like, it actually made me cry so much. Like, I went in, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna cry, I'm expecting it. I was wrong. So be warned, you will cry. Bring tissues and bring a friend.
Put on that waterproof mascara, waterproof makeup.
Like the problem is we had makeup on, but like, okay, so we were like, I was crying and I was like, I can't cry because I'm gonna look like a troll when I get out of this movie. And so I was like trying to like just like cover my eyes, like.
We had like a handful of napkins and I used 6 of them.
It was so sad, and like it wasn't even just the beginning. Like there were some parts that were really sad.
So despite the sad parts, there were so many funny parts in it. If they added in some stuff in there that wasn't in there before, but there were some parts where the entire theater was like, ooh.
Yeah, there were some really funny parts. Like, I thought the movie was gonna be either really intense or like really funny, but they mastered like both of it, to be quite honest. And like, I'm one, if it's a bad movie, I will completely trash it. So I'm being, she knows that. So like, I'm being 100% honest here. Like, I actually really like that movie. I will be buying it. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only thing I was mad at is Liam never said, hello, darling, I was missing you something fierce. And that's my favorite line. So I was like, I probably butchered the line, but I was like, that's the only part I was mad about. He didn't have a southern accent and he never said that line. But they did say a lot of my other favorite lines, so I'm okay with that. Maybe in the second movie, because there better be a second one, because I need Cole in my life. I don't think you understand that.
Wait. And
no, you haven't even read the second book. Cole, Jude, and Vida, I don't know how you pronounce it. Like, I need them in my life real bad. So I'm expecting a second movie.
Oh, and also, I only read half the book, but one of my favorite parts was the Freebird part, where they just hear the Freebird song, but they completely butched it. They butched that part.
Yeah, they did.
They really butched
They
that
like
part.
didn't.
And I was like,
There was a lot of parts that they didn't show, or like they did kind of wrong that I was a little mad at. But then again, it is an adaptation, so it's not going to be perfect. And I thought they did keep the main theme of the book, so I was okay with it. I mean, of course, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but you know, it was still pretty good.
Oh wait, and if you do not like this movie, please do not hate on us here. This is our personal opinion.
Your opinion's yours. I thought it was pretty good, and I will probably be seeing that again.
23% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, like it had a really low rating, so I went in and I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad, and no, it was not bad. Like, it was actually pretty good. Like, I'm really impressed, actually.
So go watch it, go see for yourself, but it was pretty dang good.
Yeah, go watch it. I'm going to be posting, I'm going to be talking more about it when I get home, because we're like waiting in line right now. So yeah, but I will be going more in depth into it, and like I'll probably do some spoilery things, talk about some spoilery things, you know what I mean. Yeah, so go watch it, because I highly recommend it. Even if you didn't really like the book, you might like the movie, because they are kind of different. The one thing I will say, I'm still mad that their eyes glow. That is the one thing. It made it super cheesy. It was so cheesy. That was my least favorite part. If I could take one thing out of the movie, it would be the glowing eyes. I really hated the glowing eyes. Like, that's my least favorite thing.
So bad.
No, the reds, don't even get me started on the reds. Like, they made them like fire monsters.
Oh my god, now it's gold instead of yellow.
Oh yeah, it's gold instead of yellow. Okay, sorry, we're going on things that we didn't like now. I did not like how they changed yellow into gold. Like, that's stupid, and it sounded weird, because all of the other ones have really normal names, like blue and green and orange, and then they're like gold.
But the thing is, their suits are still yellow though, but they call them gold.
Yeah,
so.
like what the heck? And their eyes are yellow too, so I don't get where the gold comes from. Anyway, the other thing I was really mad at is they made Chubbs green instead of blue. I was really mad about that, but I understood where they were coming from, because they had to decrypt like the message for East River faster in the movie than they did in the book, because, you know, it's time restricted. But that still kind of made me a little mad. So yeah, I like Book Chubbs better, because he had more of a role in the book than he did in the movie, but he was still really, really good in the movie.
Yeah.
I liked all of the characters. Like, all of the characters were very, very, very similar. Like, they were on point to what they are in the book, and I was like, thank you. That's the one thing I really wanted. So that's probably like my favorite part about the entire thing. They kept all the characters the same. Like, Liam Stewart, best mom in the world. Like, get him a trophy. Zoo, adorable.
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. Bye. Clip I just played. You're gonna see my post-movie reaction. I went a little bit into it, but now I'm going to talk even more about it, and which scenes I didn't like particularly, and then I'm going to talk about which ones I really did like, because there are more that I liked than I didn't. The main thing that like stuck out to me that I did not like at all was East River. Like, the way they did the camp for the first half when they were in the camp was really good. I was all for it, but when they were showing the second half, it was a little iffy. They had like Clancy like text messaging like the government, who came like basically like SWAT style into the camp to take all the kids. But what they did do in the movie that they didn't do in the book is they took a bunch of reds with them, and they just like flamed everything, which I thought was like the cheesiest part of the movie, because the way they like did the reds, like they animated them, was not my favorite. If I find some pictures, I'll add them in here. If not, I'll like Google something, because they basically look like a Human Torch, like, and not the good kind, like Fantastic Four, Chris Evans kind. It wasn't pretty. They had like glowing red eyes, and they made them kind of look like human dragons. Like, their cheeks like were like see-through and like red, like patchy and red, like kind of like if you got a sunburn, but then you also had like a flashlight under your skin, and it was just like glowing like crazy. I was not a fan of that. The special effects for that was not my favorite, and they were like basically like vomiting up like flames. But that was not well done at all. I did not like that. I hope that they just kind of scrapped that for the second movie, to be honest. But if you liked it, hey, then great for you. I did, however, like all of the scenes with Liam and Ruby. I thought they were so cute. Like, they were almost exactly the same as they were in the books, which is really rare. They opened the movie basically the exact same way they did in the book. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm going onto iBooks right now because I don't have my book, but I only need the first chapter really, so I literally put into iBooks, like the search bar, instead of like the Darkest Minds, I put iBooks. Grace Summerfield was the first to die. The first in my 4th grade class, at least. That's actually the exact line she said. Actually, you know, it's not the exact line, but she was like, she said Grace Summerfield, and she said she's the first to die in my class. They showed that entire scene, and they showed like Ruby erasing her parents' memory, and they showed all of that. Like, all the really important things were in the movie. Okay, so the scene with the white noise where they find out Ruby's an orange, I thought was pretty dang similar to the book, except they didn't show any of her life in the camp. They just showed like the shoe scene where the one friend is dragged away, but that's it. All we do is we see the girl dragged away, and then everyone gets blasted by white noise as soon as they're outside. Which, I mean, I understand, like, obviously there's time restraint. They couldn't make it like 3 hours. I wish they could, but you know, we can't always get what we want. So I think they did the camp scenes pretty well. I would have liked to see more of Ruby like in the cabins with her friends, because that was kind of a big part in the earlier parts of the book, especially with her one friend. Her friend's name was Sam. The thing that I will say about the white noise is, like, she didn't have a different reaction than any of the other kids. She just passed out. Like, in the book, like, she was bleeding from her ears and her nose, and like that's how they were able to tell that it affected her so much. But in the book, she was kind of like passed out. That part I'm not really too mad about. It's just something I noticed. They had Black Betty in the movie. I mean, it wasn't like a black fan, but it did say like Betty's cleaning services and all that stuff, so I was okay with it. They also like, this is a huge spoiler, but I put the warning up anyway, so if you're this far and you haven't read the book, or you're planning to and you didn't want to be spoiled, please click away now, because this is kind of a major spoiler. Recorded by like the Psy guards, you know what I mean, like the government people, and Chubbs is shot, and that's why Ruby has to call the League. In the movie, they made it so that a plane exploded. I don't know why, just it's in the movie. Like, a plane exploded, and like the explosion, the fire caught Chubbs, like this half of his like face and like part of his back was burned, so Ruby had to call the League. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It ended the exact same way it did in the book. It's just they got there a little differently. I do like the book a lot more, but that's to be expected. Not bad by any means. I think it was really good, and if I hadn't read the books, I would have really, really loved the movie, like, more than I already do. And I would have been like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, where's the book? Because it's a major cliffhanger. If you've read the book, then you know. Cliffhanger. Not a fun time. So if I hadn't already read the books, I would be reading them right now. And actually, as soon as I turn this off, I'm going to edit this video, and then I'm going to go reread the entire series. Like I said in my clip, all the actors were so good. I mean, I hadn't even heard of some of them, which I actually think was better. I love when movies like this one, which are YA adaptations and already have a strong fan base, introduce new actors, because they're given such great opportunities by way of movies. Like Jennifer Lawrence in The Hunger Games, like no one really knew who she was, and then all of a sudden she's like this huge star. So I'm really excited to see what these actors do next. I'll definitely be watching for them, because they're all really, really good.